New York apostille processing involves state, county, and local requirements that create a strict maze for any document. Missing a single step almost always guarantees your file will be rejected rather than approved. By the end of this workflow, you will know exactly how to navigate those requirements and build a flawless, rejection-proof submission packet for any client. Before you take a single step, you need 3 things in hand: the physical document from your client, the exact destination country where the document will be used, and a blank DOS 1917 form. Securing these elements up front guarantees you have the baseline information needed to protect your client's timeline. Every document's path begins with its destination country, splitting into 2 lanes. Hague requires a standard apostille. Non-Hague requires authentication, meaning it routes through the U.S. State Department and Embassy after New York. Next, log the client's essential data: full name, document type, its origin, state, county, or private, and standard or rush processing. Now you hit the stop point verification. Physically inspect the document. Check for missing certifications, physical alterations, or foreign languages that lack a certified English translation. Identifying an invalid document right now prevents weeks of wasted processing time and lost state fees for clients. This master decision tree shows 4 precise paths to the Department of State. Path A covers notarized private documents, like affidavits. You notarize the document, get county clerk certification, and submit to the state. For county clerk certification, the notary signature must be on file locally. Path B handles educational documents. A school official certifies it, a notary signs, the clerk certifies the notary, then it goes to the state. In both private and educational workflows, the county clerk certification acts as the mandatory bridge connecting the local notary to the State Department. Path C deals with vital records: birth, death, and marriage certificates. Pay close attention, as these documents generate the highest volume of state rejections. You must first determine if the record is state-issued or local and county-issued. State-issued records, like those from the New York Department of Health, bypass the county clerk entirely. You submit these directly to the Department of State. However, local or county-issued vital records must go through county clerk certification before the state will accept them. New York City operates under a strict exception. Any birth or death record issued by NYC requires a letter of exemplification. Without this letter, the county clerk cannot process the file. Finally, Path D covers court and state records. If a New York State official signed the document, it goes straight to the Department of State. If not, you will need to get county clerk certification first. Confirming exactly who issued and signed the public record dictates the correct chain of authentication. With the correct path identified, move to execution. Review the physical document one last time. Ensure all names match exactly, there are no blank spaces, and every seal is legible. Next, assemble the state submission packet. You need a completed DOS 1917 form, a cover letter explicitly stating the target country, and a tracked return envelope. You must also include the exact state processing fee, which is $10 per document. You have 2 submission options. Walk-in service offers same-day processing, but caps at 10 documents. Mail-in removes the volume limit, but processing times vary based on state backlog. If the state returns a packet unapproved, initiate the rejection protocol. Read the state's notes to identify the specific error, correct the document, and resubmit. Careful physical assembly and strict adherence to the state checklist ensure approval on the first try. You now have a perfectly assembled, correctly routed New York apostille packet, ready for dispatch. This graphic breaks down how to structure your pricing. You separate the legally capped notarization fee from your professional apostille service fee. Then, you factor in variable costs like rush and travel fees to determine the total client cost. Once the job is done, you execute the growth loop to build recurring revenue. Identify how the client found you, ask them directly about their future document needs, and use the successful completion of this job to build relationships with the attorneys, title companies, or businesses they work with. Mastering the exact requirements of New York's authentication pathways establishes you as a reliable expert capable of scaling a highly profitable service.